I grew up with this story. Innovation was born in a California garage in 1938, and that garage absolutely matters. Here's a plaque calling it the birthplace of the world's first high technology region. But after 8 years of living in the Netherlands and continuously learning about its history, the remarkable parts, also the deeply uncomfortable colonial parts, I've realized something. Centuries before that garage existed, people in this tiny country were already experimenting with lenses, clocks, engineering, medical devices, and early ideas that shaped the modern world. Hi, I'm Wendy, a curious American living here in the Netherlands. I'm not a historian, but today I want to walk you through some of the innovation and ideas connected to this country that make that California story feel a little bit incomplete. And also explore with me the idea that the Netherlands is an earlier version of Silicon Valley. Not a direct comparison, but could it have been an earlier version of Silicon Valley? Let's get started. In 1608, German-born Dutch spectacle maker Hans Lippershey is credited with inventing the first practical telescope that could bring distinct objects closer. He wasn't the only one experimenting with lenses at the time, but his patent application is one of the earliest documented telescopes we still have. Around the same time, Zacharias Janssen and his father are recognized for creating one of the first compound microscopes around 1595, which used two lenses to magnify objects. And decades later, Dutch tradesmen who also worked as a city official in Delft, Antonia van Leeuwenhoek, built an incredibly precise single-lens microscope. He later became known as the Father of Microbiology, as he is credited as the first person to describe bacteria, sperm cells, yeast, and other microscopic life in striking detail. In the mid-1600s, mathematician and physicist Christian Huygens designed a pendulum clock so accurate it reduced daily time error from roughly 15 minutes to about 15 seconds. That level of precision shaped navigation, astronomy, and scientific research. A few decades earlier, a self-proclaimed simple farmer, Cornelius Corneliszon van Oudhuis, patented a mechanism that allowed wind-powered sawmills to cut timber at a far greater scale versus the traditional hand sawing. This invention accelerated Dutch shipbuilding, which also fueled Dutch global trade, including colonial expansion. Innovation and exploitation grew together. That tension is part of the real story. In the 1620s, Dutch inventor Cornelius Drebbel, working in England, demonstrated an early submersive boat, not a modern submarine, but a bold experiment in underwater navigation long before the technology existed. Jump ahead to the 1940s. In Nazi-occupied Kampen, physician Willem Kolff built early versions of an artificial kidney using sausage casings, orange juice cans, and a water pump from a Model T Ford. The early attempts failed. Patients died. That's just the hard reality behind most medical breakthroughs. But eventually, a machine worked. Kolff's design became the foundation for modern dialysis. If you're watching this video on your phone or laptop, there's a strong chance the chip inside it was manufactured using Dutch technology. ASML, based here in the Netherlands, builds the world's most advanced lithography machines used in cutting-edge semiconductors. In the early 1990s, Dutch programmer Guido van Rossum created Python, which has since become one of the world's most widely used programming languages. Another Dutch engineer, Bram Molenaar, created the VIM text editor. If you work in software, you already know its influence. It still shapes how developers write and maintain code. In the development of Wi-Fi standards, Dutch engineers Cees Links and Victor Hayes were key contributors who helped shape the protocols we still rely on today. And Bluetooth, the technology connecting your earbuds right now, was developed by Dutch engineer Jaap Hartsen in the 1990s while working in R&D. CDs, DVDs, and Blu-ray discs were the result of international collaboration, but Dutch company Philips played a central role in developing the core optical technologies. And if you live here in the Netherlands, the online payment system Ideal, which was created by Dutch banks to centralize our shopping experience into one system, is transitioning into Vero as part of a wider European effort to unify digital payments across borders. So, is the Netherlands the original Silicon Valley? No, not in the modern sense. Different stories, different time frames. But what these stories have shown me is that it's been a kind of messy global collaboration, and innovation doesn't belong to one country or one garage. Thank you so much for watching, and whatever you do, keep enjoying the journey. Bye-bye.